Welcome to this demo of our registration system for the 2020 HAE Global Conference. Very excited to share this with you. Before we go into the actual registration system, just a few highlights on the dates to remember. As you know, the conference arrival date is the 14th of May 2020. Before that, we have the Schultz-Boysen walk taking place both on the 13th and 14th. It's an option to participate in either 13th and 14th or the 14th of May. 15th and 16th of May are the full conference days where the conference takes place. And then we have conference departure day on the 17th of May. Also, we have the sightseeing tour of Frankfurt taking place in the morning of the 17th of May. And please note that also when you plan on when to go back to your home. You can see more info on this on the registration site that we have prepared, and we'll get back to that in a second. So what to observe before registering and carrying out your registration for the 2020 HAE Global Conference in Frankfurt? Well, first of all, it's important to highlight that people that received a travel grant from HAEI to travel to Frankfurt can travel to Frankfurt earlier than the 14th of May 2020, and we also allow extension of the return flight after the 17th of May. All travel grant tickets have to be booked through HAEI and our travel agency Marine Travel. It is important to note that because people who buy their own tickets will not be reimbursed by HAEI. And remember that the conference registration fee includes 3 nights at the conference hotel with arrival on the 14th of May and departure on the 17th of May. If you decide to extend your stay, you will either have to book and pay additional room nights through the registration system or make your own hotel booking through other means. Also remember that the Schultz-Boysen walk will take place on the 13th and 14th of May. This is important if you decide to join either the long or the short walk. If you take the long walk, you need to arrive to Frankfurt no later than the 12th of May. And if you plan on participating in the short version, you should arrive no later than the 13th of May. So it's important before you register to know when you want to arrive and when you want to depart from Frankfurt, obviously. If you're planning to see the city of Frankfurt via the sightseeing tour on Sunday 17th of May, there might be challenges with your flight back from Frankfurt on the same date. And if there should be a complication regarding that on the 17th of May, we will notify you and offer you either a later flight out of Frankfurt, which most likely will be the next day, or a refund of your paid fee for the sightseeing tour of Frankfurt. And also make sure that you have the passport and travel grant code of all travel grant applicants at hand before you start the registration process. Have your credit card ready, and please check that you have all visas, if needed, in place before you start the registration process. And with that said, let's go into the actual registration. This was a site I referred to a moment ago, and you can see here that we have some information about the conference, important information. You can register for the conference up here as well. We have the program, activities, practical information, etc. But for now, let's carry out the registration. What I mean here, first of all, is obviously the price and not least what is included in the registration fee and what is not included. I can then register as a patient caregiver, as healthcare professional or pharmaceutical industry, and I am right now a patient slash caregiver. Clicking here, I will move on to selecting how many participants I would like to register. In my case, 2 people, and that means I will automatically get a double room. So if you are 1 person, you will get a single room. If you are 3 people, you get a triple room, and so on. I am then asked to enter the details of participant 1 and participant 2. And which track I would like to participate in. I will be in the patient track, and my son here, he will be in the youngsters track, and when I select the youngsters track, I'm asked to select a t-shirt size, and once I've typed in the name of the 2 participants here, I click register participants. It then gives me a confirmation of what I've selected, the global conference package, which includes my conference participation, obviously 3 nights at the hotel, breakfast, lunch, dinner as described, and you can see more description up here on the terms and conditions. And my price per person in a double room is €125. So I select that. And I get my overview of the cart, which I also can get if I click over here on the cart with 7 items. I can see I've selected patient care, caregiver group. I have 2 of the conference packages for myself and my son. I have the double room for the 14th, 15th, and 16th of May included in the global conference package. So I'm okay with that, so I continue my registration. If I wanted to arrive earlier than the conference arrival day, I can now select to book a hotel room at my own cost. If like in this situation, you're 2 people, you would select a double room. If you're 1 person, you would select a single room, and so on. So for the 11th of May, 12th, 13th, and then after the conference, also on the 17th of May. I will not add additional rooms here, but I'll just move on to the next selection, which is my optionals. And here it's important to note that when I am more than 1 person, I need to make sure that I select the welcome dinner, the conference dinner, etc. for each of the people that I'm registering. So if I want to join the short Jakobusweg walk, I'll just show you, I won't select it. I will select one for Jørn, and then I would continue to select the Jakobusweg walk also for Alexander. And that's a t-shirt size that is included in the Jakobusweg walk. I of course also want to join the welcome dinner. And here I have to select for myself and also for Alexander and confirm the selection, and the conference dinner the same thing. And you can see the fee is included in the registration fee, so it says €0 here, and for both of us. Now over here you can see my cart has built up. I still have my conference package, the 3 nights at the hotel, the Jakobusweg walk for both myself and for Alexander, and then the welcome dinner for both of us and the conference dinner. Now I didn't want to arrive earlier, and I have other things to look after at the conference, so I won't unfortunately be able to join the Jakobusweg walk, so I'll take that out for both of us by deleting it here. So this is my card, and it adds up to €250. So I continue my registration and go to checkout. What I type in here is my billing details. So if I need an invoice for my company, I can type in the full details here. I don't, so this is just for myself. So I'll type in my name and email address and phone number, which are the only mandatory fields here. And I can see my order, and I get to the payment. Just like any online payment, you're used to enter a card number, the expiry date of your card, and the CVC code. Now I don't want that to be on YouTube with my private card, of course. So for this situation, I have a coupon code. But you would simply just type in your card number, etc., and click pay. Unfortunately, I have to say this coupon code only works once, so it is not to be used anymore. And what happens here is that I don't have to enter my card anymore. You click pay and continue to participant registration, and please leave up to 60 seconds for the payment to process. Like again, any online payment, the card has to be checked and so on, and that might take a short while. So just stay tuned until you get to the registration screen. So I click now, and it won't take that long because I didn't have to have a credit card checked. So now I need to register the first participant here, and name has been pre-filled because we know who it is. Address I need to fill out. So I'll just go through this a little bit quickly. And again, my email address, and again, this could be a different email address than the one we sent the invoice to, and that is why we need to enter it again. And my cell phone number. And the name that I want shown on the badge, and I'm 18 years and above. I have no special diet, allergies, or comments here, but I could type it in. My date of birth. And then I need to agree to the general liability and the consent, of course, reading it carefully. And we now get to the travel grant code. If you have received a travel grant code, this is where you type it in. If you don't have a travel grant code, you click register participant. And again, my travel grant code here can only be used for my travel party in this demo here. So what I do is I type it in, I click apply travel grant code. If I made a mistake in typing it in, I can click the red cross symbol here, and I get to type in a new travel grant code. They want the correct ones. So now we need to give some information for our travel agency to book the flight, and here we have the given name and the surname. So my given name is Jørgen, and my surname is Schultz-Boysen, and I need to make sure to write it just like we have done here in the line here, and it is done in the passport. Enter my nationality, which is Danish, and the expiration or expiry date of my passport, and the nearest airport I would like to fly from, when I would like to arrive in Frankfurt. Now, as said previously, you can arrive before the conference starts. I want to arrive on the 14th, and you can also depart later than the conference ends. In my case, I would like to depart on the departure date of the conference, the 17th, but you can pick another date. If you have special needs in relation to your flight, and then you confirm that you have a valid passport and a valid visa, if you need that, and you confirm that you have a valid credit card. So that concludes the registration for me. So I register participant, and apparently I made a mistake here, and I did in my email address. So just type it in correctly. And that concludes my registration. So participant is now registered. Please register the next participant. And you can see I just got the confirmation by email here that I registered. This is for Alexander. He is on the youngsters track and has ordered a small t-shirt. So his name is entered, and I'll just go really quickly through the registration here. As we have already seen that. I will get the emails to send to me. Almost made the same mistake again. And I'll use my cell phone again. And have Alexander's name on the badge. He is under 18 years, so I'll show you what happens there. Special diet, none. Date of birth. And again, for him, I agree to the general liability and the consent. And I'll just finish this parent guardian name, which came up when I selected that he was under 18. So I am the parent, and I can be reached under this email address. And phone number. And just a signature here. Again, I need to type in the travel grant code for Alexander, which is the same in this case for the demo here, the same as I used. And here I need to type in his information from his passport. And the name spelled like it is in the example here. He's also Danish. And the expiry date of his passport. He will fly out from the same airport as I will on the same dates. And he confirms also having a valid passport and credit card. So, having finished that, I click register participant, and you can see the confirmation comes up now that I've finished registering both Alexander and myself, and I just got the email. So that concludes the demo of the system here, and we look forward to seeing as many of you as possible in Frankfurt next year. So just remember the few things before registering here, and that is knowing when you want to arrive and depart from Frankfurt, if you want to join the Jacobusweg walk, if you want to join the sightseeing tour, and there can be a complication with your flight home on the same date there, possibly. Have your passport and travel grant codes available, as well as your credit card, and also if you need visas to travel to Germany, have that in place. Thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to seeing you in Frankfurt next year. Bye for now.